Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Vecchione.
And I'm Greg Stone.
And we are the Macaroni Rascals. It's a great new podcast. Me, my friend Greg Stone, we riff, we talk Italian stuff, we talk comedy. We basically just have a good time. Greg?
Yeah, I think it's great, and you're great, and I love you, and we'll do more.
I love you, and I love doing this podcast from the darkest corner of your apartment. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Vecchione, and I'm with Greg Stone, and we are the Macaroni Rascals, and here are the hot takes of the day. Betty White has passed away at the age of 99. Giselle Maxwell has been found guilty. AOC enjoys a cocktail without a mask on in Miami. And Pete Davidson walks out of a CVS by himself on Christmas Day. Let's get started. Thanks, Greg. I could have said, let's get started, or the macaroni is ready.
The macaroni's ready. Well, the water's boiling.
Is the water boiling? How are you, Greg?
Me, I'm good. I'm pretty good, man. I had a rough one today, but in like a good way, you know.
No a sleep. Good rough one?
Yeah, it's one of those classic no sleep kind of situations.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something in OnlyFans. That sounds like an OnlyFans. A good rough one.
No, it's classic. Just kind of beat up, but in a fun way. I think I had a fun story for you, but I can't. Yeah. How are you doing? First of all, I know you're not doing great. I know you're not doing great.
I'm not doing that good because I've been hacked. My Instagram was hacked, and if you try to send me messages to the fans, I'm not answering because it's not me. Somebody took over. I got phishing scammed.
What did you click on? What did you click? Because I want to know.
Somebody said that my account was going to get deleted, and it looked official. And I usually don't fall for stuff like that. And a lot of the fans are like, Mike, you fall for stuff like that. You're not that bright. You blue collar. That's a dumb haircut. And I don't fall for stuff like that usually. Mm-hmm. But I did this time, and now I'm paying for it. I'm trying to get my account back.
What'd they do when they get in your account?
They texted me over WhatsApp, and they said, we've hacked you. You give me money, and you can get it back.
How much?
I don't negotiate with terrorists, Greg, so I know how much.
I'm just trying to figure out how we can.
I mean, is it the no sleep talking? We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Of course, we don't negotiate, but we get a number, then we can, I think
that's
there's a
part
way
of the negotiation. You just said is the first step of a negotiation.
No, I'm gathering information. I'm gathering information on my enemy. Keep them on the line. Keep them talking. How much? And then you negotiate a little bit, but you're not really negotiating. You're just getting them to talk. Meanwhile, I got my guy on the computer being like, keep them going. And little wires are going to different places on a map so I can grab them.
Well, that didn't happen for me. And there seems to be a traffic dispute outside my apartment. But that didn't happen for me. It's a sickening feeling. I got to be honest. It was very sickening. And it was Christmas Eve. So apparently these people don't have any respect for Jesus or the day he was born, or mangers, or the wise men. It's like, come on, it's the Christmas spirit, and I got hacked on Christmas. Christmas.
Like Jesus, your account will rise again, and it's going to have even more followers, more than 12 like before. Now their new account's going to be even bigger. We got to go full swing. We got to go. First of all, we have so many things to get into and how we're going to take this down.
Right.
One, I got to be honest, before we get started, I feel like you're being a little dodgy on what this phishing scam thing was. Was this a girly kind of thing?
No, it wasn't a girly kind of thing. I would let Catherine Hannigan let her look at whatever she wants to look at. Absolutely not. You know what, Greg, I tell you what, I mean, I have an investigatory podcast.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things where it's like, I don't take friendship into account. I dig right in. You did not take friendship into account with that question. You just teed off on me, and it said, were you trying to get solicit sex? Basically is what you asked me.
No, that's not what I asked.
Trying to get solicit sex.
I asked if it was a Rudy Girly kind of thing. Like, hey, want to see my boobies? Click on this. Everybody's going to click. I'd click.
Is everybody going to click, Greg?
I'm a clicker.
On Christmas Eve?
On Christmas Eve, I'll double click because that's a present for myself. That's when I'm the most likely to click because I've had a hard year.
Calvin click on it because he feels like he's going to get breastfed?
He would definitely click.
He would definitely click on that. A baby would definitely click on that.
He likes boobers.
He
He
likes
looks at
food.
the light all the time when it's off because it looks like a big boob and he wants to suck on it. I go, you suck on that thing, you're gonna fry yourself, little man.
Well, Greg, you have a son, and I know
Mhm.
that's your pride and joy. My pride and joy was my Instagram account, and it was like my child. And I have 20,000.7 followers,
You have
and
20,000?
yeah, I had 20,000, and now they're somewhere lost in the digital sphere,
What's the
and
new
I
one?
don't know where they are. And I've been on my podcast last week. I threatened them. I used the Liam Neeson clip to threaten.
Mhm. What's your new account so we can plug it? I didn't follow it yet.
I don't have a new account. I'm still trying to get the old one back. I'm not over it.
Really? You're still
I'm not
fighting?
over it.
You have not yet begun to fight, as Sir
Well,
Ian McKellen said, as his ship
it's
went
like when a
down.
girl breaks up with you and you still keep trying to hit her up and trying to
Mhm.
work it out. And you're like, let's have a lunch. Let's have a breakfast. The meals just keep getting earlier because she doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
Mm.
Let's have a coffee. And it's like, that's where I am with this account. I still have hope that if I contact the right people, I'm going to have to go deep inside of Instagram, the Instagram
As
hierarchy, in order to get somebody to help me. But I still think it's alive somewhere in the atmosphere or wherever the cloud is held.
well,
In
like
the
one of the
cloud
best
somewhere.
foreigners ever, don't stop believing. You gotta hold on. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep fighting this fight. Try to sign on now. Could you sign on now? Did you do text my phone number?
I did that, all that stuff. They changed the phone number. They immediately changed the email. And that I didn't do a two-step verification, which I should have. Somebody told me that you should be doing on all your accounts now. A
Mm.
two-step verification.
Did you
I
try
wish
to
it was this as easy as like, can you pick out the boat? You know that thing where it's like we have to make sure you're not a
yeah.
robot. Can you pick out the boat? I can pick out the boat. I can pick out the bus. You got
Can
to
you
make
speak to
things like
Instagram?
that for me.
Did you speak to Instagram?
I didn't. They're not talking to me. They're not talking.
Because you don't have an account, you gotta start a new account and call them. There's gotta be a
You
way.
start a new account and then they get confused between that account and the old account. I don't want any confusion. Now there's no rush now. It's like there's no rush. I
Well,
can
you
take my time and find somebody, see if I can get it back. If I can't get it back, then I'll start a new account.
well, you used to be Comic Mike V on
Mhm.
Instagram. I say now you start Mike V the man. Man Mike V. Shed, you're not just a comedian. You're a man now.
Well,
That's a new
I think
beginning.
of making it all about getting the hacker back and being Mike V the vigilante.
That's a great name. We get
Yeah.
that Were you verified?
No.
Yeah, see, who cares?
Who
Yeah,
cares?
fuck them.
20,000 people who followed me care, Greg. They care a lot.
What would you do if we find this guy? What do we do when we find this guy?
I had fantasies of cutting his fingers off and then taking pictures of them and sending them to his family.
That's pretty good.
I mean, that's a good one because you can't do the computer with a stump hand. You would have a stump hand at that point.
We do one slice on his body for every follower you had. We get him a razor blade and for 20,000 slices over his body.
And then
What do you
what? Do
think
we
of that?
dump something on him?
I think that's enough. I mean, that's a lot of paint.
No,
Also,
I think we need to dump something on him.
raw sewage.
Mm-mm. Salt or something. What gets in salt in the wounds? That's a
Salt sucks, but raw
famous
sewage is
expression.
worse. But then you're running into like a superhero mutant situation. You don't want to turn him into like Garbage Man, the Muck Muck.
Well, now you're talking about infections. He can get infected.
All right.
I don't know. That was a evil thought that I had. I mean, that's not the route that I want to go, but that's an evil thought that I did have if I ever found this person.
Well, we hit him with a car 20,000 times. You need to connect them. You need to connect the amount of followers with the punishment.
That's a good point, Greg.
You know?
For him to get the lesson.
Yeah. Over a dog bitten over 20,000 times.
Right.
I think we could work something out like that. I know some dogs. I know about 50,000 dogs. So a few will be sad they can't be part of it. But
Well, I mean, some dogs don't bite. And the last thing we want is a dog that licks him or snuggles him or gives him some comfort. Like, I don't want that. You put a dog in there, he better bite the guy.
Oh, so
okay?
sorry.
You can't have an emotional support dog.
You don't know the first thing about torture. Yes, the first dog bites him. Second dog bites him. Third dog comes in, cuddles him. The guy goes, "Oh, good. The biting is over." Fourth dog bites him again. You make him get comfortable for a second, so he thinks it's over, and then you bring more biting dogs in.
Greg, you're a genius. I don't think you get enough credit. That's amazing.
Yeah. This is what I
Because
do
you
to
get
Tina
him
every night.
comfortable with the dog that loves him. He thinks he's found love again, and then you pull that dog away, and then another dog bites him, or maybe that dog snaps at him.
Good dog, bad dog. Classic move. One dog comes in and is like, I'm your friend.
Right.
A bad dog comes in and goes, you motherfucker. Good dog goes, chill, chill, chill. Bad dog bites him. Then we kill good dog in front of him, destroying the last of his hope.
Right.
I hate to kill dogs, but
our PETA followers are not going to like that one. But this is just a scenario. We're willing to workshop it, but this is torture, guys. And if you're not into torture, this is the wrong episode for you. Oh, is this what you guys have planned for the new year? Look, I got hacked and I want revenge. And Greg Stone is coming up with some great ideas. So hopefully that's what you tuned in for.
Yeah, I think we'll. So, all right, let's just say worst case scenario, WCS. We can't get it back.
Yeah.
How? What's the scam? How are we going to get you back to 20,000? I'd say in a month.
I want to go over 20,000. I don't know how. I'm going to reach out to friends. I don't know. We have famous friends. We could.
Who's your most famous friend?
Most
famous.
Most famous. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to name drop here. But we all know this. We all know people who are high up in
Gregory Hines
show business.
Not Gregory Hines. I'll just keep saying names until you.
No, not Gregory Hines. Somebody we all know, Greg. It's people we all know are high up.
Christina Ricci. Can we reach out to her?
Is this where this goes, Greg?
This is what I have planned for the rest of the podcast. Naming celebrities, and you tell me whether they're your friend.
Well, I'll tell you who it's not going to be. Betty White, because she passed away today.
You know, I'm sad about that, for real.
Yes, we could say again. And well, you're sad about it. How about you put on your detective hat and we go through possible suspects?
Person who tagged your Instagram first. I think this is a serial person.
Greg, that's a great thought. That's a great thought, Greg.
What would you do with 20,000 followers? Kill Betty White. That's what I think they did.
I'd probably turn my followers against Betty White.
Wait a minute. What is this guy going to do with your account now that he has it?
I don't know
what I mean? Is he just going to be Mike Vecchione? Is he going to put his tour dates out?
Yeah.
We go to Mike Vecchione's next show and we nab him. That's what's going to happen. This guy's going to be like, hey, come see me. I'm at Governor's. We go, fake Mike Vecchione. We put a potato bag over his head, 20,000 slices with a razor blade in the back room.
Wait, I didn't follow that. They're going to kidnap me?
No.
We kidnap them?
They took your Instagram.
Right.
Why? Well, they'll probably try to take your career, right? Their next move, if they were smart, was to start putting up show dates that they'll be at. They'll go, maybe they show up at Governor's.
Right.
All right. Then we go there because we're following Instagram. Fake Mike Vecchione goes on stage. We nab him with a potato bag, put him in the back of the Subaru, and I start cutting him with a razor.
Can we do it on the podcast so we could get more subscribers?
Patreon tier number 3, the torture tier.
The torture tier.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, Greg.
I'm not stupid.
You're not. Do you have a lot of great ideas? I just have to harness this energy.
I'm fat, but I'm not stupid.
No, you're not fat or stupid. You're fast and you're
ugly.
Sharp. You're sharp as a knife, and you're something as a whip. What's a whip?
Quick.
You're
leather. I'm leather as a whip.
Yes. You know that from your S&M days with Anthony.
Tita's been trying to get me a new facial cream situation for a year, and I won't wear it. That's why my skin's like hot leather. Well,
you should be dating Miss Katie Hannigan because she will demand it.
Let me
tell you how much I love on you to make sure that you put your face cream on because you have skin damage, and she will say that to you unapologetically into your face first thing in the morning. Skin damage.
She's a good kid, that one.
She's a great one. And as a result, I have less skin damage than I had at the beginning of this relationship.
Really?
But what I don't have, Greg, is an Instagram account. Now, I need you to put your ideas to practice, and let's come up with some thoughts.
Yeah, I think, first of all, we got to start tweeting at celebrities you don't know, like The Rock, and be like, hey, my friend Mike lost his followers. Rock, you got 1 billion followers.
Right.
Give my man Mike 20 just to get him started again. A taste. Give him a little taste.
Let me wet my beak, Greg. Is that what you meant to say?
Yeah. How can we see 20,000 people in one day to get all of them? Maybe we go to the Empire State Building. Everyone who walks by, we go, follow Mike. I lost followers. Just scan this so I can get my followers back.
We do a street team.
Street team. You and
How
me.
about this, Greg? And this is going to sound a little callous and harsh, but I'm in a desperate man in a desperate situation.
Yeah.
Betty White just passed. She must have had an Instagram account. Let's take her followers.
Take
It's
hers.
like if somebody dies and they have a great apartment, you feel bad and everything,
Yes.
but you ask to see, the apartment. Maybe you could take over the lease.
Yeah, and she's definitely rent stabilized with those followers, She's still got followers from the Golden Girls, which happened in the 80s.
Right. She has huge following, I'm sure.
You think she was having sex before she died?
Probably. That was my first thought. She's probably getting it in.
That's good. She was great right up until she died.
She was great. She stayed healthy the entire time. She wasn't in any way like there was no deterioration. I don't think it's like, she's 99.
Yeah.
But,
Great.
fantastic.
How'd she die?
Huh?
How'd she die?
In her sleep, I think.
Oh, but like what got her?
Everybody wants to go in their sleep. Not like you, Greg, getting hit by the N train.
Snake.
That's your fantasy.
Well, I want to get bit by a snake that makes me woozy and I fall in front of the N train. Everyone knows it.
A snake?
A snake bites me because I fear snakes more than anything.
Yeah.
I like to fight a snake on the top of a train platform, and then he bites me. After I snapped his neck and kill him, I'm then woozy.
Right.
After you think
you always got to make yourself the hero, Greg. Do you ever just get bit and fall in front of the train? No. You get behind the snake and snap his head. It's your comic book history.
I'm saving your life in this scenario. The snake was coming after you and Katie Hannigan's child. This is the future. And I knew
it's set in the future?
Yeah, the snake is dressed in a business suit, and I know he's got a sniper rifle in his little business pocket, his little suitcase.
Right.
And I go, "You're not going after my friend, right?" Calvin by this time is old and done his life, so I don't have to worry about him. I grab the snake, fight him on the thing, kill him, saving you and your child's life. But in a last blow, he bites me.
Right.
I die, and I fall for the N train, and I am splattered into smithereens.
Okay, a couple of things about this scenario, which is great, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You think you have him, but then he does that thing with his neck that snakes do.
Yeah.
His neck, and then it confuses you, but you get him and snap his neck, and he bites you. He bites you after you snap his neck?
Yeah, because he felt gravity situation. His teeth fall into me.
And he's dressed in a suit. Did you ever think the possibility that you and Calvin have a falling out and Calvin hires him to do this?
You're close to what I actually do think.
What?
Calvin, I think one day, this is the first thing I ever created in my life that could turn on me. I think that he knows, as Coraluzzo tradition, which is my real last name, is to take out your father. Right. I think that he's going to, the only way to become a man is for him to kill me. That's why I'm training now, because at some point we will have a fight to the death, in which most fathers, and I'm saying this now, I will bend the knee at the end, like when you have the swords.
Right.
In the last second, I just drop the sword slightly so he can get the kill blow. That's how I let my son move on. That's what you do, kind of like Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, if you're familiar with the Star Wars trilogy. Right. That's how I plan on going out. My son, I am the student. He goes, you were the father, and I was the student, and now I am the father. Right. And then he kills me, and then he becomes the dad. He becomes his own dad. That's how I plan on going out.
That's Christmas at the Coraluzzo's?
Murdered the end of my name. Coraluzzo?
Yeah.
That's my name. You
Coraluzzo.
Cazazulo or something.
I said Coraluzzo. It's the Zoom. It's not me, Greg.
Caza-noodles? You call me Caza-noodlo?
Yeah.
Macaroni
ready.
So, yeah, Betty White's died. Betty White died. And
just,
when she was alive.
In related news, Greg, Giselle Maxwell was found guilty.
Real quick before we move forward, I just want to say, man, if I would have thought of what I just said, Betty Wet, I could have submitted that to an SNL sketch and I would have been on the show.
At
Betty White, but she's wet.
You would have got about 1 billion on TikTok.
And then we'd have your Instagram following back. Bring it all around.
Wouldn't need an Instagram. If I had enough on TikTok, I wouldn't need an Instagram at all.
Yeah. Now, explain to me who this Maxwell Giswell is. I know that she's in the mix with Epstein.
She was the one. She was Epstein's girlfriend and helped get the girls for Epstein, helped get the underagers for Epstein. And then she sometimes partook in the sex acts after the massages. This guy did a whole thing where it's like rich people. You can tell they're rich because it's like always starts with a massage.
Yeah.
That's what rich people do. They always start it with a massage and then move into sex, versus poor people start off with like garbage collection or like, mopping or dusting or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More working class ways to
Cleaning
work.
the fryer.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
getting the grease traps clean.
But the
Then
fact
you
that
decide.
she got found guilty is because he killed himself. Like, they need to blame somebody. And since he's gone, he took the easy way out.
They could have did both. They could have get two guilties. You think they're only doing one guilty?
I think that the fact that he killed himself made it more sweet to get her.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to pay for this stuff.
But what's the deal with the Clintons? Everyone always says the Clintons.
I don't know. The Clintons, Prince Andrew is sweating.
Yeah.
Now. All these people that
heart attacks.
took pictures with them, they're in big
That's
trouble, Greg. I mean, how do you run your island?
I got to say, that's a fun Larry David episode where Larry meets Maxwell Ghislaine, but he had just eaten some hot peppers, so he's sweating. So then everyone thinks he's from the island. And he's like, it's the hot peppers. And it ends.
That's fantastic. That's really great.
That'd be fun. Maybe I should pitch that to Larry Duh.
Let's pitch it. Let's reach out to him.
So far, that's 2 sketches we have.
I just insert myself into your great ideas. Let's do it. I'm the hanger-on guy, and I could produce.
You're in.
I'm in.
Betty Wet and that Larry David episode.
Betty Wet is more of a porn. That's a more of a porn.
It could be, but I also think it's just funny to have her dead body soaking wet from like the rain.
Yeah.
I would rather her be alive, but she's dead now, so I don't know what to do. You can't bring people back to life.
Well, no, I mean, that's a way for her to still be doing comedy after death. You're right. Get her wet, and that's hilarious. She still continued to do comedy even after biological death.
Yeah.
Maybe a weekend at Bernie's, weekend at Betty's. We just bring her around like she's still alive.
Weekend at Bernie's, Sanders was a sketch. Someone has done that, right? Where you go to Bernie Sanders' house and he's just going the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. And then you find out he's been dead the whole time. He's just some recording, like a Teddy Ruxpin doll. Teddy Ruxpin,
that's a great one, man. That's right up there with Where's the Beef.
Where is the beef? Did they ever find it?
It wasn't in the it was at Wendy's. That was the whole thing. Where's the beef? It's not in these other chains. It's at Wendy's.
Oh, that's good.
And that lady died too. Way before her time. The Where's the Beef lady. Yeah, she died immediately. So she got her 15 minutes of fame.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Lady. Rest in peace. So Giselle Maxwell, Greg, did she deserve it?
Yeah, I think.
Got found guilty.
Yeah, on all accounts. I would like to get a massage that doesn't end in sexual slavery.
I was just going to say that. A massage doesn't have to end in sexual slavery. And it's like, this is giving massages a bad name. It's like sometimes people just want a massage and they're not trying to trick you into human trafficking.
Yeah. Sometimes just trick you into a little bit longer of a massage.
Yes. Sometimes it's value for your money. And it's not like an overarching scheme.
Usually if I'm getting a massage, at the end of my massage, I will reveal my penis. And they go, I don't do that. I go, no. I'm just showing you that so you'll give me a longer massage. That's a gift. I don't want anything sexual. I'm just saying a present for 20 minutes on the house.
I like it, Greg, after they do one body part, you give them a 5.
Good.
And then the other arm, you give them another 5. It's like, that's the way. It's like incremental reward system. I learned that I have a master's in special education, behavior management type stuff. And that's a typical thing that you would do in order to encourage people. More the carrot than the stick.
You should tape
For
the
you,
money.
It's the stick because you're showing your penis, which I call the stick.
You should tape the money to each of your body parts. And as she works it, she can slowly rip like a $5 bill off. Right. Kind of like an operation board, that old video game where you have to remove the bones, except it's removing the money from each body part. That's like a fun thing to do for your massage lady.
Fun thing to do. That's a really fun thing to do, Greg.
Or draw a map on your body, and as she works her way up, when she gets to the final part, there's the treasure is where she can get the full map, and then she can get the Constitution or whatever. You can wherever you hid something fun. Does that make sense?
She follows what? You lost me on that. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm really trying to follow your mind, but it's just
So if you start at the feet, right, there's like a little arrow, and if you follow the arrows, and then like the last body part, let's say it's your neck. On the neck, it says like Washington Square Park,
right.
or it's, and then she knows she'll
Oh,
go there.
yeah.
That's where you can find a treasure.
But
Like let your body be a treasure map.
that's great. But your body there's writing all over your body and then that's not good. Or it comes
Yeah.
right off, Greg.
Well, also with the oils that they put on you, it'd
Yeah.
probably smear it.
Right.
It's not a really thought out plan, and I don't know. So Ghislaine, what do we give her? 2 thumbs down. And I would also say candidate for Chooch of the Week, just to keep that in mind.
Chooch of the Week, a candidate for Chooch of the Week. How about 2 thumbs in?
Two thumbs in?
I don't know. Greg, let's move on to something a little lighter, but still very serious, and our fans need to take it seriously. AOL enjoyed a cocktail in Miami without a mask.
AOL?
Yeah.
Did you call AOC America
AOC.
Online?
I'm sorry. This is why I got hacked. I can't tell the difference between AOC and AOL.
Yeah.
AOC was found having cocktails in Miami without a mask. Do you have a problem with it, Greg?
I don't like Miami or anyone from there.
Oh, because you want to be the best rollerblader on the beach, and you feel like on South Beach there's better rollerbladers than you. And you're being a hater right now, Greg. I hate to call you out, but you're actually being a hater.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. So nothing more to add. I am being a hater, and it is because of the rollerbladers.
Yeah.
And the booties.
Oh, you don't like
they got nicer booties there than I got.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't.
There she is. There she is. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael, for bringing that up. Because Greg, I think, didn't believe me, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, this is a nothing story." She's clearly having a cocktail there with unidentified stranger, which makes it's another turn to the story, and she doesn't have a mask on.
That's Prince Charles or something. Prince Henry, Prince Michael, Prince. No.
No, he looks like a Game of Thrones character. He kind of does.
Yeah. I mean, people take your masks off to have a drink. I don't understand what the question is.
She is outside.
Yeah, bitch.
So is that okay to have a drink outside, Greg?
Yeah, I'm very political. So unless that thing was that paid for by the Queen's residence, because she's my constituent.
Oh, are you're pro AOC? You love AOC because she bounced Amazon from Queens and it would have priced you out.
No, I'm just saying that she's actually my borough.
Yeah, she's your borough.
Yeah. I don't think
I don't live there anymore, so I'm an outsider now.
The comparison is being made to Ted Cruz going to Mexico last year.
Right.
So that's crazy.
So she's preaching all the mask stuff, but she doesn't have it, and she has an unidentified man.
That's what I'd be worried about.
Yeah, the unidentified man.
That's clearly a Russian.
If you're talking to a woman, an unidentified woman, and you're having a lunch at a table and there's no mask, is that sex now? Is that the equivalent of sex, Greg?
I can't say it is. I think that you need penetration.
Okay. But what about the penetration of tiny vapors into somebody's nostrils?
Let me tell you this. If you put the mask on your penis and use that as a condom, that's sex.
Is it?
No.
It's safe.
It's safe.
It's safer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I always wear a parachute during sex. That's got to be like an 80s comedian's joke, right? Safe sex, I wear a parachute.
That's pretty funny. It is. It is. I think it is. I think it is pretty funny. And the sound effects really help.
Somebody said, hey, can we get something but less sound effects? Someone told me to stop the sound effects. So if you just tweet, if somebody comments one thing, I just listen to them. So I'm doing less sound effects because one person said so.
One person doesn't know comedy.
You're right.
I think they're hilarious. And I think that they make the podcast.
I second that.
Thank you, Michael.
Anyway, AOC.
When people on my podcast tell me not to do something, I just do it more.
If I ever see AOC though, you gotta just. She looks so much like Rosario Dawson, right?
Yeah, she's really.
Or is that racist again?
No, she's very beautiful. I don't know how that's racist to say she's very beautiful. She is very beautiful.
Well,
I don't
you're into
agree
that
with her
thing.
politically, but she's very beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's a hottie. She's a hottie mommy. Is she a mom?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
No. And she's very smart too. She went to like an Ivy League school.
Did she? I thought she was a bartender.
She was a bartender. Bartenders can go to Ivy League schools, Greg. Okay? You're being very judgmental on this episode. And I don't know if our fans can handle it. They come for macaroni and they stay for the sarcasm.
I bet you of all of the things we talk about, the tweets we're gonna get in this episode are AOC's a bitch and you guys. It's like,
Yeah.
well, we barely anyway.
We barely scratched the surface, which
What's
is what Ghislaine did.
Hey, so let me ask you this.
I could have used a sound effect there, Greg.
Is AOC up for Chooch of the Week? Is she beating Maxwell Jaslane for Chooch of the Week?
Giswell Maxlane. And they're both in contention for Chooch of the Week. And we don't have a problem with women on this podcast. For those of you out there going, why does the Chooch have to be a woman? It's just like it happens to be two women this week in the running for Chooch of the Week.
And I would argue we refuse to ever have women on this podcast, but also because we don't have guests. But
We
also
don't have guests.
we don't have guests, but that also includes we also won't have women.
And
So-
we won't have women, but we won't have men either.
We won't have men
because
either.
There's too much toxic masculinity between the both of us.
Mm-hmm. And plus I'll hit one.
All right. That was great, Greg. And moving forward, let's go to another segment called How's Your Mother? Greg, how's your mother this week?
I can't believe you're bringing this up.
Italians love their mothers, Greg.
Mm-hmm. My mom is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and saw her this weekend.
And what'd she have to say?
She yelled at me about her Christmas gift.
We'll get her.
I got her a big bunch of pictures of Calvin. She said, "Why'd you get me pictures of this baby?" And I said, "That's my son." And then she went, "Oh, right." And I went, "Okay." And it got weird.
Do you ever just give the picture that comes in the frame and go, "This is my family"? I do that now. I go,
It's
"This
fun.
is my family." People don't know any better.
Don't even
Just send
Photoshop it.
Send them as a Christmas card. This is my family now. Why aren't you in it? Why do I got to be in it? This is my family. The guy who's there is standing in for me. He's a stunt double.
I got to say, that is really great for the guy who took that picture because he could just go to the store and buy those frames and just send those to people and not have to open anything. You know,
It's
he's
great.
like, "Yeah, these are my pictures.
Right.
Here y'all. Everyone gets framed pictures of me. Sure, there's a price on it, but good enough."
That's
Yeah, the
better than
professional photo.
Instagram. Just sending people Christmas cards. It's like a personal Instagram that's coming to your home via mail. I like that better.
Like
Maybe
what
I'll
better?
start doing that, Greg. Maybe that's my initiative.
Instagram?
That's how I can
Personal?
separate myself. That's how I can be different.
How?
I
I'm
start
trying to follow
mailing
your
people
crazy brain, but
pictures.
I don't follow.
I mail people pictures of myself.
Oh, that
Once
is
a
pretty
week,
good.
I just mail 250,000 people pictures of myself.
Yeah, you should do mix tiles so they can hang them on the wall.
Yes.
This podcast is brought to you by Mix Tiles. Act now, get 6 for $7. Go to mixtiles.com, use promo code Greg's Boner. Back to you, Mike.
That's terrific, Greg. You're having a great episode.
You know why? Because I'm so tired that I don't,
You don't
feel
care.
the need
You
to,
don't care about the haters because you're so tired.
yeah, the haters. But also, I think I talk so fast. When I'm so tired now, it's allowing you to speak.
Yeah,
And it's slow. Oh, it is
slow. Okay. Well, my Christmas card. Here's the thing. My mother. How's my mother, Greg? Well, my
Oh,
mother
yeah.
actually-
How's your? Let me set it up.
Okay.
So, Mike, how's your mother?
My mother's actually very good, Greg. She called to check up because the hacking thing was quite. I got hacked down there, and I went into a tailspin and destroyed. One of her rooms in her apartment. So I recovered and I apologized and I replaced all the furniture because I had a tantrum. But I'm back now, and she called to check up on me to make sure my mental health was stable. And this is what my mom does now. My mom spends time. If she gets a gift, she'll send a thank you note and then the person will send a thank you note back to her, and then she'll send a thank you note back to the. It's like, when does it stop? Like, sends a gift to somebody sends her a thank you note, then she sends them a thank you note. It's like keeps going on and on until March or into the next year.
Do you think that do
you find that to be troubling, Greg?
What I find to be troubling was the New York Post article about you that said hack gets hacked. Comedian Mike Vecchione's Instagram gets stolen by Polish terrorists. Also, his comedians are older than George Washington's bones. It's a long headline. But only hack gets hacked is in
hack gets hacked, Greg. That's the headline. I'm writing that down. That's pretty good.
What do you write down and talk about on this podcast?
Hack gets hacked.
Yeah, HACKGETS.
I know how to spell it, Greg. I went to school.
Oh, Mr. Masters, but you don't have a master's in spelling.
How about the teachers union sent a letter? I've been reading the news all day. The teachers union sent a letter to the the school board, and there were all kinds of spelling errors in the letter that the union sent. That's the best.
That is funny.
Personally, the best. Greg, I have a joke on it. You want to set me up?
Let me set you up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. I know it's COVID. I know you're all worried. The studio, we will get people masks. They are coming out. Just hang tight for a minute. But before we do that, I'd like to bring out our first comedian. You've seen him in court fighting for his life in a custody battle with a child that you didn't know about. Keep it going for Mike Vecchione.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. It's great to be here. I used to be a teacher, and I taught kids with emotional problems. And we went on strike one year, and we all did our part. All the teachers banded together. The English teacher wrote the letter. The communication teacher did the negotiations. The math teachers crunched all the numbers. And I was in the background, and I said, if they don't comply, I'll flip out and throw a chair through a window.
Fuck. Woo, ladies and gentlemen. That's
a
great one. That's Mike Vecchione. Keep it going one more time. We'll be back in 5 minutes with Nickelbacks. Sorry, I hit the wrong button on you.
It's all right. But I got to pump the emotional support behavioral problems. I worded it wrong, I think.
Oh, that's okay.
Behavioral problems, honest, and then flip out.
When you were telling the joke, this is a little behind the curtain stuff. Yeah. I don't usually like to show the crowd this, but when you were doing the joke, I kind of stopped paying attention because I was real scared about what band I was going to bring up because I couldn't think of a band.
But Toad the Wet Sprocket is always your go-to.
I know, and it's good, but I don't want to burn it. I don't want to just do it too much because then people call me the Toad the Wet Sprocket guy. Right.
I understand that. You don't want to what's when an actor does one role the entire career?
Yeah.
What's that called?
Bernie Mac.
No, it's called something.
Character actor.
No, it's
Chooch.
You don't want to something yourself. You don't want to something
pigeonhole yourself. Paint yourself into a corner. Black on black crime. White noodles. The chicken is ready. These are the only words that are coming to my brain.
Greg, it's when you don't want to get typecast. Damn it, Greg. You said everything but typecast.
I know. Even black on black crime.
You meant black on black crime, which has nothing to do with being typecast.
I feel like I was getting further and further away from it.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
Is there a sound effect for that?
Yeah. You didn't do a good job.
You didn't do a good job.
Greg, that's you on Helium?
The club or the drug?
No, I mean, that's a club neither of us can work.
They won't let me work there because I got in a fight with the owner. Everyone knows about it.
Did you?
Ever tell you that story?
No.
Yeah, it's big. He came into the back room and he flexed his muscles. Right. And I took a pin and put it in his arm and it deflated and he was so embarrassed that he said, "You'll never work here again." I didn't know he had inflatable muscles. I was just doing a bit. Right. But he actually had inflatable muscles, so he was embarrassed.
You never know when somebody's going to have inflatable muscles, Greg.
Is my brain completely lost today?
I think you're having a great episode. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a great episode.
Salt or pepper for 5 points. What do you pick?
Salt or pepper?
Mm-hmm.
Salt.
Mike says salt. That's great. You get 5 points. All right, moving right along. Where are we at?
Greg, what we're at is I have a bunch of articles. We're about to go to the next segment. What would Stallone do? But I say we just do the articles that we already have. Unless you want to go to these articles, what would Stallone do? Let's go to these articles. These are new. Michael, let's go to the first one.
When you say Michael, are you talking to you?
I'm talking to myself.
You amp yourself up, you know? Come on, Michael, let's get this thing together.
I do affirmations, but I don't do them on the air, Greg. This is what would Stallone do.
Okay.
Let's read the article, and then let's try to think what Sylvester Stallone, our hero,
we read it to ourselves,
would do.
No, let's read it out
loud. We're doing a podcast for fans, Greg.
Right, but I don't want to read a whole article, like a 1,000-page essay.
Of what it is. This is a news podcast.
Okay.
So over in England, a TikTok went viral after it showed members of the Queen's Guard trampling a child during their march.
Oh, at least we're doing light articles.
Right. Like a kid got trampled, Greg.
Yeah.
What's your reaction?
Well, as a father.
Yes, as a
father, you couldn't imagine what it would be like to watch your child be trampled. And I've seen it because when the pizza man comes, I just go crazy and I don't look for the kid. And I've trampled him a few times and he does not enjoy it. So, I would say disagree.
You disagree. Well, as somebody who looks like a security guard, I have to take the guard side on this one, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's like that child should be in school. He shouldn't be standing outside to get trampled. That's my opinion of it. Get out of the road, kid.
What do you call it what do you call it when someone gets trampled on a diet?
What?
Trampoline. Trampled lean. Something like that.
Trampled lean actually does make somewhat of sense, Greg.
Hey, set me up. Let me do it again.
Okay. Guys, we have a very funny comic coming to the stage right now. You've seen him on Comedy Central. Greg Stone is here.
Thanks for taking the time, Vinny. I got a big question. What do you call it when a 1,000 people run over an old woman and she dies, but she was also on a diet, but it's still sad?
What's it called?
Trampled lean.
All right. That's Greg Stone, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with Van Halen. That's fantastic, Greg.
Hey, one day I'm gonna make you quit the podcast from how long I play the applause.
No, I think our fans enjoy it. Our fans want to marinate in it. This podcast moves very fast, and our fans need to keep up with it. So anytime they can take a break, it's great. I think it's great.
This is a great episode. I don't want to pat myself on the back.
You're knocking it out of the park. This episode.
So are you. We should do a 5-minute congratulations to each other for having a great episode. Congratulations.
We should make it a segment.
Will we just do compliments for each other?
Yeah.
Can we do it now, or do you want to wait?
Greg, even though let's just do a quick one. Greg, even though you've had no sleep, I still think you look very handsome, and you're on edge, and you have a lot of wit, and you're bringing it for the fans of the Patreon. You're bringing it for the full-fledged fans who we love and appreciate, and even for the fans where it's a little bit light, who we still love. You're bringing it for everybody, Greg.
Oh.
And thank you for that. And I'm being the fans right now. Thank you for bringing it, even though you're tired, because Calvin is a little terrorist and he's keeping you up at night.
He is. Did I tell you my joke? I go, he's a little terrorist. I call him Guantanamo Baby.
That's pretty solid. Do you want me to set you up?
Sure.
This next comic coming to the stage is fantastic, and he's actually a new dad. Put your hands together for Mr. Greg Stone.
Hey, how you doing? So I got a new baby, right? And he goes to town. We have the baby. It breaks my wife's vagina. Then he's biting her boobs. Physical. Then he keeps us up at night. Cerebral. He's a little terrorist. That's why I call him Guantanamo Baby.
That was Greg Stone, everybody. Thank you so much, Greg.
Wait, what?
Thank you so much, Greg.
What?
Thank you.
Okay, get us out of here.
Thank you, guys. We'll be back with John Cicada.
Oh, that was a good one. John Cicada was a good one.
Can you give me a right? That's the foot that drops at the end. All right.
Drop
Okay,
foot.
so a kid was trampled by the Queen's Guard, Greg.
Right.
I'm on the guard side. You're on the
I didn't get to
kid's
do a
side.
compliment for you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I want to say that you came prepared like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Great topics. Great topics.
Thank you.
Clean haircut.
Right.
Looking great. You look like a Cable, which I know you don't understand because it's a comic book reference. And I love that you prepared yourself in the room where the Matrix gets all their guns, which is very cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
Thank you. Well, that sounds like a compliment, but also a slam on
Dunk of a compliment.
my meticulous nature.
Yeah, but you're always handsome. You're like I don't want to say, I don't know if I can say black guy, but like because your hair is always perfect.
Right.
You know.
Well, I mean, the skin
Like a
is
sizzling Puerto Rican.
a
What?
sizzling Puerto Rican.
Yeah, they like to do their hair.
Yeah.
But the ones I knew, always fresh.
And I do the pencil thin beard is all I'm missing.
We can get you one of those.
Pencil thin beard and blasting music out of my car.
Yeah, they do that.
Okay, let's
Noise
go on to the next.
problems. What?
This was a good one. This kid got trampled. Greg, you're pro kid. I'm pro guard. Agree to disagree. Let's go to the next one, Michael.
Let's do it.
Well, what's Stallone do?
Oh, right.
Oh, what would Stallone do? We forgot the segment.
I would tell you what he's doing. He's doing whatever he was doing that day because I don't even know if you read the story about this. You know?
You don't say.
I don't know if you picked up. How do you even know he read the article?
Well, no. What we're doing in this segment, Greg, is we're putting Stallone in this situation. A Queen's Guard trampled a small child, and Stallone is there. What does he do?
Assemble a crew of actors,
Right.
who were all soldiers and are
Yes.
too old to do anything, and then they try to fight them, but then they all die too.
Right.
So
I think Stallone
Waste
does
time.
nothing. I think Stallone kind of chuckles to himself with a toothpick and walks off because the kid got what he deserved. He was in the way. Could you hold that up for this segment, Greg?
right, for the segment, what would Stallone do?
What would Stallone do? I think he would ignore it. You're saying that he would assemble a crew of
Mhm.
ex-soldiers and they would take the soldier out.
No, I said he would assemble a crew of ex-soldiers. They would try to take them, but then they'd also get trampled because they're so old and dead. So essentially, all Stallone would do is waste his time, money, and dead actors.
Well,
Right,
you know
Stallone?
who I think
Oh, yeah, I would. What?
you know who I think could beat the British Army, and Stallone would probably second this.
Who?
Is not another army, but you just bring in Meghan Markle, and she could probably ruin
what?
things. She could probably ruin things like she did with the royal. Are you getting any? You're not helping me today, Greg.
You said half a sentence.
Meghan Markle. She destroyed the royal family.
I can put this down. First of all, she didn't destroy it. She's so pretty and sweet.
She's
And I will not
very
have
pretty
you.
and sweet, and she didn't want to be in a palace anymore because it was too restrictive. So they moved to a dump mansion in L.A.
And she's an American anthem. Okay, she's the best we have to offer, and she's taking down the hypocrisy or whatever it's called.
She's taking down the
colossus.
royal family. So I'm
Right,
saying
patriarchy?
Stallone would grab her and they would take out the British Army for
All right.
trampling this kid.
But we can agree that she's very pretty, right?
She's very pretty.
Very
And
pretty.
she's a talented actress. I know that from the show Suits. She was
Really?
on Suits.
I refuse to wear suits because I hate dressing up. That's a fact about something else.
Okay. Well, thank you for contributing. What's the next one, Michael?
It came out that the what is it called? The British National Archive document showed that the Buckingham Palace did not originally want Elton John to perform at Princess Diana's funeral. They thought he would be too sentimental.
What is this,
Now-
all British news, Mike?
Yes, I
Like-
mean, there's two slams on the Brits here. I mean,
Yeah.
in 2022, I plan on going after them. I don't know what your agenda is, Greg, but the
Mhm.
Macaroni Rascals will take out the British.
I thought we were going to have more sexy news.
Okay, well, I'm sorry these news stories don't jive with your personality, Greg, but you must comment on it. Okay, this is a
I
job
will.
that you're doing right now.
I'm
Elton
ready.
John was banned for performing at Princess Di's funeral. And they're saying it was because he was too sentimental. He's too good of an artist.
That's insane. That shows you how much they hated her.
Yeah.
If when you kill a woman, of course you don't want her wedding to be, her funeral to be sad. You want her funeral, you want everyone to be like, oh, we're happy she's gone. Let's not look any further into this.
Right.
That's what they wanted. Because if people got too sad, they'd be like, we really need to investigate this crime further.
Right.
And they didn't do that because, as we know, Prince Philip murdered her in a bridge. Under a bridge.
Do you think that somebody a little more subtle, maybe a George Michael, would have been a better choice to perform at a funeral? Who would you have perform at your funeral, Greg? How about that?
Well, let me first answer your first question, which is what they really wanted to do is they should have got Weird Al, right?
Right.
Do a parody of her, a parody song of the death, like, why is she driving my car around or some, off the top of my head, I didn't have anything, but, get Weird Al. And at my funeral, who do I want to perform? Probably the legendary, I would like to get Shawn Michaels, who sang his own theme song, to sing at my funeral. I don't want him to do He's a Sexy Boy. Sexy boy. He's not your boy toy. That's the song I want at my funeral.
Okay.
He's just a sexy boy. Sexy. Because I want everyone to remember me in my
prime. As a sexy boy.
As a sexy boy.
If I got into a car accident, it depends on the way I died, but if I got into a car accident, I would like the band Wham, because it seems like I would get a car accident would be Wham, and that seems like it would be a fitting band.
Yeah. Or Crash Test Dummies to perform.
That's great, Greg.
Not as great as Wham.
Wham. Crash Test.
Or Onyx to play Slam. Do. Let the boys be boys. Just Slam.
Or if I ran over a sprinkler system before I hit a tree, towed the wet sprocket.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Let's move on, Michael.
Okay.
What would Stallone do?
What would Stallone do in that situation? We keep forgetting the segment.
Stallone would take the microphone and he would sing, "A candle in the wind, baby."
Yeah.
It's a candle in the wind.
Yes.
Is that a good Stallone?
That is a really good Stallone.
I like that it's a Stallone doing Sinatra.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Brisk, baby. Candle in the wind.
Stallone would take I agree with that. Stallone would take the mic and do Candle in the Wind.
That always makes me think of a fart, no?
All right.
I hate to get dirty, but
no,
candle in the wind, someone's farting into the candle.
Farting into the candle at a funeral, Greg?
What?
I mean, that's enough to kill everybody at the funeral.
Hello.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next one, Michael.
All right.
A Chicago teacher on her way to Sweden found out she had COVID in the middle of a flight and quarantined herself in the bathroom for 4 hours after she found out she tested positive.
What a dummy.
What, Greg? You're against it?
Yeah, COVID's not real.
COVID's not real.
No.
And quarantining is just a way to isolate yourself from other people?
Yeah, because this is what's really happening is people are slowly turning into cats. And everybody's trying to come up with an excuse to hide.
Right.
Like cats do.
Yeah.
So they say it's COVID. Is that really what's happening? Or is the human race slowly turning into cats? That's why I won't take a vaccine, all right? Because I want to make my life perfect. I'm ready to transition into a full feline fella.
Well, do you think that if you got COVID as a cat, you'd have 9 lives?
If I got COVID as a cat, I'd have one life, one great life, where I'd fuck every other cat in the block.
Okay. Well, yours... you seem to have the nervous system of a cat, Greg.
Yeah. And I always land on my hands. And I fall a lot.
All right. This Queen's teacher, do you think she was out of line quarantining herself in a bathroom of a plane?
What would you rather get, COVID or not be able to poop on a 4-hour flight ride?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
They should have put her in first class and put a blanket over her head, like a weird new religion.
You can't risk rich people getting this disease. That's out of line on your part.
What will we do without them?
Rich people.
Adam McKay should make a movie.
Gave herself a timeout, and I like that. I like the fact that she kept it within the educational system, giving herself a 4-hour timeout to save the passengers. She's a hero.
Yeah, all right. But also maybe she just took a big shit and she was pretending she had COVID when she walked out. You know, she took a big old poop and I was like, what the hell are you doing there? She went, I was COVID quarantining.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
Maybe she was in the Mile High Club. She was doing the nasty in there. And then she concocted this whole concocted is a good word. She concocted this whole story about COVID just so she could get off in the bathroom.
Yes. That's a perfect answer. 5 points awarded to you.
What would Stallone do in this situation, do you think, though, Greg?
Can I answer this one?
Stallone had COVID on a flight.
Well, you're changing the question.
No, I'm not changing the question, Greg. And don't get confrontational with me.
If COVID was, I'll answer them both. If Stallone was on that flight, he would have mouth to mouth kissed that woman, sucked all the COVID out of her body, then spit it out. That would have formed a real man, right? A COVID type man.
Right.
And then he would have knocked it out with one punch for America. That's what Stallone would have done. That's brisk, baby.
I think Stallone would have got into the cockpit and landed the plane so that everybody could get out and go to their own individual quarantines.
Well, what, the pilot's there? He could land the plane. They landed the plane.
No. Stallone is the main character. The pilot and all this stuff, they're not the main, they're extras. But they have speaking roles, so they maybe are qualified for health insurance. But they are not the main character.
I just realized something. I named my kid Calvin. COVID. It's very similar.
Yes.
I just named my kid COVID during COVID.
Well, maybe your next child could be a variant. Maybe a Delta, an Omicron.
I'm going to start calling him Calvin 19.
That's pretty solid. Calvin 19.
I also have a new idea for a fashion shop called Omicron and Fitch. With suits made of disease.
Let's move on to the final one.
All right. What did you think, Stallone? Oh, you just said land the plane.
I just said goes in, takes it over, lands the plane.
Okay. Do you like lobster?
Yeah.
Me too.
Our final story, a Slender model claims she was forced to wear a fat suit for plus-size ads.
This is reverse discrimination, Greg. A slender model should not be forced to wear a fat suit. Your thoughts?
Well, many thoughts. One, they should have just got a fat pig to get to do the ad. There's so many fat pigs in America. They could have picked one, put her in the outfit.
I feel like you're targeting our listeners.
Yeah. A lot of our listeners are fat pigs. I'm a fat pig.
All right.
I like fat pigs. I like pigs.
And you want to work? You want to work? That great?
Yeah. Give it to me. Give me that ad.
Yeah. Why are they doing this? There's so many plus-sized people out there who are probably having an extended lunch, and they really want to work.
Stop calling them. I hate plus size.
You don't like it, Greg?
Pig. Fat is a good word. What's the best part of the steak? The fat.
But the fat pig, do you think that's a little bit insulting, especially the way you tweet?
Let me ask you this.
What?
Google right now, baby pigs running around. And if you don't fall in love, okay, I'm here to take back the word pig. Pigs are smart. They're cute. They're very cute. Right. And they're delicious. There is nothing bad about a pig. So, yeah, I want fat fucking women to start being referred to as fat fucking pigs. And men, too. I'll do it to myself. I'm a fat fucking pig. What's fat a bad word? PHAT, Fat Farm, the outfits. I used to wear them. They were nice.
That's when you were a hip-hop star.
What?
That's when you were a hip-hop star. Mm-hmm. We're talking about a woman who was forced to wear a fat suit in order to do a job.
Yeah.
And that's wrong, I think.
Well, that woman looks like Winona Ryder after she drank from the wrong cup of Christ in Indiana Jones.
And she's sexy. And I think she's enough just being thin.
No, I don't think she's sexy.
You don't think so, Greg?
No, it looks like her hair's falling out. Look at her nose.
She does look kind of like a mannequin.
Well, I'll be honest. I think I'm getting a little moody, and she doesn't deserve the vitriol I'm getting. That is a beautiful woman. And I'm sorry if you're listening. What'd you say?
That's her in the fat suit.
What? I thought that was pre-fat suit.
No, she actually looks attainable for guys
I
like us,
know.
blue collar guys.
That's a beautiful woman, and I love her hair and her eyes. Just in case she's listening, I don't want her to be offended that I called her. She's a very attractive woman.
You basically called everybody a fat pig, Greg. So
Fat pig is good.
would you like to apologize to everyone, or
No, just her.
Just
I'm
her.
still with. We need to get fat pigs in the modeling industry.
what's your problem with plus sized, Greg?
I like pigs.
Yeah,
I like the word fat.
right.
Stop making fat pig a bad word. It's a
Right.
good word. I saw this woman the other day. I went, "Oh, what's up, you fat pig?" And she hugged me. And she said, "Thank you."
Yeah.
And then she said, "But I didn't hear what you said." And I said, never mind.
What do you think Stallone would do? We're an hour in.
I think he'd probably plug his dates. What would Stallone do that we're an hour in?
What would Stallone do if he was forced to wear a plus-sized dress or something to make himself look heavier?
I can tell you what he would do.
What?
Immediately. He would wear the fat one. He would take on a new name like Hercules, and then he would take another suit. He'd wear a woman's suit, and he would do a full movie where he plays every character, similar to like what Eddie Murphy did in that movie that I was just talking about, the Fat Pig movie, Nutty Fat Pig, the Fat Pig Professor. What was it called?
The Nutty Professor.
The Nutty Professor. That's what he would do, a la Nutty Professor style movie, so humorous that now Republicans and liberals would hug in the streets, the world would come back together, the oceans would cool, and Pangea would reunite, and America and the world would be one again.
Is Pangea your daughter?
I don't have a daughter anymore.
Anyway, Greg, I think that's great. You know, you lost me halfway through it, but I think our fans really were into it. They appreciated it. I think that Stallone would lose a bunch of weight, and then when he put a fat suit on, he would look normal.
He would lose
lose weight,
do a
so
break
he'd be like
even
a
move.
string bean, and then when he put the fat suit on, he would look like his normal self. That's what I would do. And me and Stallone are very similar. And why can't I see the picture of Stallone anymore, Greg? You put him down.
Tired. I apologize.
Oh my God, you got tired.
I'm no Stallone here. I'm a fat pig.
Okay, that's what would Stallone do?
I don't like that I can't call people fat pigs without them getting upset.
Are you trying to get us canceled, Greg?
Just ask me what I mean when I say that. I think fat pigs are beautiful. And I love the word fat and I love the word pig, and I mean nothing but compliments.
Right.
Just ask someone. If someone calls you a name, like, "Hey, stupid moron," go, "What do you mean by that?" And they go, "My dad's name was stupid and his last name was moron. I think you're a wonderful man."
What about the word bitch being a dog?
And
you
I like
love
the word
dogs.
bitch.
Right.
Anytime someone goes, "Come here, you little bitch," I get excited.
Yes.
I go there.
And do you run over there?
I saunter. If someone says, "Come here, you little bitch," I'm not running. I'm sauntering. I'm giving a little extra juice, and I show a little leg.
I think our fans might not know what saunter means.
Shimmy shammy. Walk sexually in a slow fashion. Yeah.
Walking sexually in a slow fashion.
Right.
You had a lot of sexual energy this episode, Greg. I think our fans appreciated it, especially our top tier members.
Mike, real quick, I think the cover photo we need to take for Macaroni Rascals, you playing piano and me laying sexually on top of the piano, like old-timey style. You in a tuxedo, me in a red dress. What do you think?
I think so too, and I think it would be accepted by every community.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems
Why do
to
you
be
say community like that?
Community.
Community. There's a D in there, like community.
Now I want everybody to understand what I'm saying, so I enunciate more. Well, I guess the segment is over. You've put Stallone down now, and let's move on.
Tired.
That was the last story, Greg. We're moving on. I wasn't being sarcastic. I was being real.
All right.
Now it's time for the saint of the day. Michael, who do you have?
The saint of the day we have right now is the martyr of Greece, Saint Anicia.
Ugh.
She was a wealthy woman in Saloniki. She used all of her personal funds to aid the poor, but she was killed by a soldier who tried to drag her off into a pagan sacrifice.
Okay.
Boring.
It's boring. Who was on the way? The soldier was on the way to a pagan sacrifice, Michael.
He tried to drag her to the sacrifice.
Oh, drag her to a pagan sacrifice.
Pagan is an insult to my
Put up
people.
with that. Greg, I bet Stallone wouldn't put up with that.
Yeah,
I know it's the wrong segment, but Stallone would not put up with that.
What's a pagan? All I know is people against goodness and normalcy from the movie Dragnet. But what does actual pagan mean? That's like an
People
atheist,
who are
right?
worshiping statues and maybe a cow.
Catholics worship statues.
Yeah, but the statues were based on people. It's like a statue of a cow, a statue of a bull, a statue of a pig.
What about people who worship cashews? Those are just elephants. Because elephants like nuts. Too big? Too long of a reach there?
So this Saint Anesia, is that how you say it, Michael? Saint Anesia?
I love the guy who knows that doesn't know how to read. Sorry, what, Mike?
I'm sorry, it was a Greek saint, Michael. Greg, and I'm not Greek.
No, I was saying Mike Suarez doesn't know how to read. I was doing a bit on him. I was taking him down a peg. He's also a fat pig, and I love him. He knows it.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment, Mike. Not Suarez.
From Greg Stone to Pope Gregory, it sounds like. Saint Anesia. It's really you're making it hard for me to keep on task here, Greg. You're really a wild. You're a wild boar.
Not to be confused with a wild.
B-O-A-R. You're a wild boar.
Wild boar is a fun name for a woman too. Really, is wild boar. That's hot.
Saint Anesia. Say it again, Michael, so we
I'd
can
swipe right on a wild boar.
Saint Anesia, the martyr of Greece, wealthy woman, gave all her money to the poor, and was killed being drugged to a pagan sacrifice by a soldier.
She gave all of her money to the poor. Would you do that, Greg? Are you better than her?
First of all, I don't have any money.
Right.
So what do I do?
No, if you did have money, would you give it to the poor? Or would you let Calvin just take little baby baths in champagne?
No, I'd buy several PlayStation 5s and sell them at a premium price to losers who don't know how to use eBay.
Okay. All right.
I had some money.
All right.
Oh, someone just texted me. This is important. It's about you.
All right.
No, never mind. It wasn't.
No, we're not getting a surprise text.
I thought it said don't tell Mike. It was Katie. She's picking out your birthday present. It's a new refrigerator.
It's a new refrigerator.
I'm falling apart at the seams here, Michael. I apologize.
We're an hour 7 in. Mike, let's cut to let's go Chooch of the week, Greg.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, we got to tally the votes.
Giselle?
In the running, we had the pagan, Saint. We had Maxwell, Maxaline. Oh, help me out here. Maxwell?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Betty Ross.
Betty White.
Right. Who's Betty Ross?
Betsy Ross is the one who knitted the flag.
Right.
Yes. So
I'll throw her in too.
You'll throw her in too? You're ready to call Betsy Ross?
Well, she's in the running. She might not get the votes.
Because you hate the flag?
I hate America and what it stands for. I've
been taking a knee this entire podcast.
I'm a Nazi. Why did I almost say that? Why did I do any of this? Someone put a bullet in my head. Don't take that seriously.
No, I think this is an advertisement for fatherhood.
Right.
Somebody put a bullet in my head.
I believe in the system of parliament. Where multiple scholars meet to discuss which the country should move forward with. What's that?
Greg, Chooch of the week, we have to make a decision. AOC, Ghislaine Maxwell, and then well, it can't be Betty White because she's a hero.
Okay, who do you vote for?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, right. Yeah. Me too.
For seductive massages. Ghislaine Maxwell, you're the Chooch of the week. You shouldn't be trying to get people human trafficked by promising your boyfriend massages. I mean, just come on, cut it out. I mean, I would have said that when she was doing it. Cut it out.
The judge said that. And by the way, you should have cut this out ages ago.
Cut it out. Just stop it. I mean, what you're doing is super immature. And people don't like it. People do not like that.
Silly. It's silly.
It is. It's silly and it's a little bit ridiculous.
Don't make me come over there.
Yeah. I'll pull this courtroom over.
You're going to bed with no supper. What if they did that? That's how you'd know that's how you know they had something on the Clintons. If they sentenced her to a night without supper. Jail time, no. You're going to bed without supper.
I got a night with no saxophone. Because Bill plays.
Oh, right.
Let's go to the final benediction.
I told you why I'm not a fan of Bill Clinton, right?
Why?
Because I'm an anti-saxer.
And that's Greg Stone, everybody. Right now, we're going to do the final benediction. We're an hour and 10 in. Macaroni Rascals, we love you. We thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a top-tier $10 member. And also, some of you guys who are a little light, we appreciate you being a $5 member. Anyway, continue to support. Please subscribe. We need this macaroni isn't going to cook itself. We need the money for macaronis. Final benediction, Greg. Could you bow your head? I pray that God will grant you the strength you need to get through this difficult time. May the Lord give you comfort and peace in your time of bereavement. May God wrap his arms around you and give you peace and hope, that we may trust the unseen truths as more important. Amen.
Amen. Amen. That's perfect, Michael.
That's perfect. Greg, do you have anything to add to the prayer?
Sure.
Yeah.
May Michael, I send this prayer out to you today, Michael. May your week be filled with big laughs, little carbs, and tight shirts. In the name of the father, in the name of the uncle, in the name of the cousins. They don't do all the family. You should do the whole family. In the name of my aunt, my brother, that little lady I saw, and a few others.
You'd run out of body parts.
Not me.
No?
I didn't even get past my
You're
penis.
behind the back.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. The Macaroni Rascals. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are too.
I hope
Be
you guys
safe
are
out
having
there.
a great time. And if you know the person who hacked me, please get in touch with us. And we will find you and we will hunt you down. We will hunt you down. We'll find you we will hunt you down, and then as a result of hunting you down, we will find you. So, Greg, it was a great episode.
Thanks. You too.
All right, buddy. No?
Yeah.
Do you not want to end it? I mean,
I think we're good. I don't know. I said, you said great episode. I said you too. But I don't know why I did that. That was a weird thing to say.
You should say, we'll be right back with you too. This has been the Macaroni Rascals. Please subscribe. Please join our Patreon. Please follow us. We love you guys. Happy New Year. Happy 2022 from Greg, from Michael V. Suarez. I'm Mike Vecchione. We will see you guys in the new year. God bless.